Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. From the beginning, I have to make this statement or disclaimer. I'm not very optimistic about the human race. I think we are very, very limited creatures, very, very sloppy and imperfect. I the same with virtues and values in humans. I'm very, how should I put, pessimistic on our ability to really desire to achieve virtue or, have values and principles. And not only to say that we have, that's when I said virtues, you have to achieve them by work. So, with that being said, as a disclaimer, I'm gonna play a video and I'm gonna talk about the French farmers who block the highways in France. Remember, they did it in Germany, they did it in Poland, they did it in in Slovakia, they did it in Hungary, and they did it in Germany. I don't know if I mentioned that: Germany, Poland, Slovakia, Hungary, and Romania. And now it's France. This might sound like the human race, the people are rising up. It's usually not like that. Usually, meaning 99% of the time, there's a little group that creates this and draws these guys in and pushes them forward, promising some perks later. I'm all for this, which is, how should I put it? Go and protest, speak out and speak up. I'm all for that. That's why, for me, freedom of speech is the foundation of a free man, free society. Without that, as a beginning, as a foundation, you can't really have the other things. If you can't claim or you can point the fingers to the garbage, then things start from the get-go as being bad. So let me show you this article from Russia Today, which is from the 23rd of January 2024, and I have a video according to them, right? There are videos, my bad. The act says farmers block highways in France. The action by French agricultural workers follows similar protests in Germany, the Netherlands, Poland, and Romania. Now, the guys in Slovakia went home. I know they did, and the Hungarians did as well. Farmers blocked roads with tractors and trucks in several parts of France on Monday, continuing protests. They started last week, local media has reported. Yeah, and they're going to achieve the same thing the yellow vest achieved. Remember? Unfortunately, Macron was just looking from the Elysee Palace. They're still there. Yeah, they're still there. Yeah, they're still there. Yeah, but just a little bit longer, and guarantee you. The agricultural workers dumped rocks and gravel to make highway exits inaccessible. They're going to pull the army on you and you're fucked. Why? Because they're going to say, well, this is, how do you call it, aggressive actions or something, destroying the beautiful French society. Near the city of Perpignan, in the southwest of the country. Road leading to Golfech nuclear plant north of Toulouse were also shut down. The operator of the plant said it kept producing electricity despite the actions of the demonstrators. The farmers said they had launched. Of course, these guys have this. Yeah, that's good. They try to draw attention and create a little bit of panic somewhere. I'm talking about the nuclear reactors not being fueled with whatever they need to. But believe me, and that's a practice, these guys have extra always. Why? In case of this kind of situation or an attack or anything like that, they always have, obviously, extra in case they cannot be supplied. So the whole grid doesn't, but it's okay. That's a good point to start. The farmers said they had launched their protest due to high taxes on tractor fuel, cheap fuel. Is that okay? Cheap diesel. Where's the diesel coming from? From oil? Where's the oil coming from? Imports, price pressure from retailers, a shortage of water, and excessive red tape on both the national and EU levels. Remember, this is how do you call them? Russia Today. The action by French farmers follows similar demonstrations by the German, Dutch, Polish, and Romanian counterparts. The Romanians were already offered the money from the European Union. They see from the Romanian government it produces not even, you know what I mean. Germany has seen the largest protests, but the Romanians were not. Again, which have decried not only EU regulations but also a decision by Berlin to slash diesel subsidies worth 480 million euros, which is $520 million for the sector. Why? They fooled you then when they put sanctions and then said, we're going to help you, we're going to subsidize for a while, which I said, for a while, and then everything's going to come back with a vengeance and interest. The government announced that the move shortly after it said German supporters for Ukraine would double to 8 billion euros in 2024. Yeah, we have money for Ukraine, but not for you guys. I made a video on that as well. The farmers have been blocking roads in the capital and elsewhere across the country since December. By the time March comes, they have to be in the fields. So the Scholzes and the Baerbocks and the Pistoriuses are waiting. And when you have to go and work, you're going to go and work. Otherwise, you're going to be starving. Do you think the government is going to give you shit? No, they give to the big guys who take care of looting process in Russia region. The farmers have been blocking roads in the capital and elsewhere. Berlin. All right, let's make Berlin to make the cuts to subsidies gradual. We're going to just, I'm going to penetrate you gradually, basically. That's what they say. Still penetration, isn't it? Let's move here. Let's see, we got it. At least that's the way it goes, not me. Because they want to cover probably more. Oh, okay. That's one. Let's go to the next one, jumping. Let's start that, we don't need that. Okay. These guys are just going to get their license plates. They're going to just calmly videotape them. And then they're going to go in about, after all this settle down, they're going to give them about a month or 3 weeks. They're going to go over there and they're going to send these guys a big freaking fine. That's it. The government will send. And these guys will not be able to retaliate unless they don't pay. If they don't pay, the fine will increase and increase and increase and increase, and you're gonna get bankrupt. So that's the way it goes. And where you're gonna go, for instance, to the city hall and say, why is this tax? They're gonna say, no, it's not from here. It's from France, from France's capital. It's from whatever. And you go over there, you can't access the building. I will tell you a story with that if we have time here about the IRS. Internal Revenue Services, the ones that get your money like that. Eventually, don't pay, you're going to end up in jail. How do you end up in jail? The guys with this are going to show up at your door, grab you, and get you to jail. Don't worry, my friends, this is the free world. Well, we have to be organized and disciplined, don't we? So this is another one, and this is done. I don't want to view replies. This one, another one. Let's see the evening thing. Oh, again, they're going to put some songs, and again, who knows, YouTube is going to say, copyright, blah, blah, blah. Which I understand to a certain degree, but I'm not profiting from their garbage music. Yeah, so let me tell you the IRS story while we're looking at these things. I had to dispute I was about 10 years, more than 10 years ago. And I'm going to come back to these guys as well. This is the last thing to talk about. But I was going to dispute a charge, and I wanted to discuss with an officer. So I got the address. I went to check. You can't enter the building. You can't talk to anybody. You call if you want, and maybe someone will answer it. Maybe someone will, which never happens unless you hire a lawyer. And I went to this building and I entered. When someone opened the door to enter in, I was whistling myself in. That was so easy. That's why when you look at these guys, so I went in the IRS building, which is locked, and I went with a guy, pop, 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 pop. I went up the stairs and I went to an office, and everybody was like stressed. Who are you? And I had my paper, my ID, ready to talk with someone. They kicked me out nicely, but decisively. You can't be here. I said, I want to talk. Oh, we don't do blah, 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 blah. Can I speak with someone face to face? No, you can't. You can. So this is the same thing is going to happen with a farmer. He's going to be in front of a building where he can't get access into. Security reasons and confidentiality. You can't come in. You're not, how do you call it, authorized. That's authorized to enter. And what they're going to do, hire a lawyer and so on, and they're going to bankrupt the fuck out of you. And what they're going to do, next time you're not going to show up. This is democracy for you. Very easy. Like, they don't have to ban your guns. They don't have to, let's say, make you, tell you you can buy a combustion engine car anymore, vehicles. They don't have to do that. They just place taxes or create such a bad environment for, let's say, gas, that a liter or a gallon, let's say, costs $500. You're not going to buy a product that uses gas that's 1 liter, or let's say 1 gallon, $500 or $100. You can't afford it. So what are you going to do? You sell your garbage if anybody's going to buy it anymore. You're not going to ever buy another combustion engine car. But you have subsidies for the electric cars. And you're going to say, I buy that. And then they make a little article, say, hey, people, choose electric cars. They got smarter for the global warming. No, it's because you tweak the things in such a way that that cannot compete with that. Therefore, we make the logical decision to go over there instead of going over there. The same with the bullets. I'm not going to ban your guns. You can have as many guns as you want, but I will make sure that you cannot build bullets, because I will make the product so expensive, a bullet $1,000. You're going to have 3 bullets probably in your own household, 3 bullets. If I make it $20,000 a bullet, you're never going to have a bullet. We never ban them, the guns, but you can't have the bullets. That means you can't afford. The same with the houses. If these guys, you have property, if they want to take your property, your houses or your property, you just increase the tax for property. Like they did in the past. They increase it, you can't pay it, you sell it to the bank or to the rich, and you go in an apartment building where you rent someone else's property. A big thing. It's easy to get rid of you. It's easy to get, that's why here, yeah, go do that. That's what they do. They just monitor. They don't have to push you around if you are not too aggressive. Videotape you, get your numbers, license plates, that's what you are, and then they fuck you later. So let's go to the article. We told him, Atta, we wouldn't settle for words. Rousseau told the journalist after talks. We told him that to build confidence, he needed to go in the field. He committed to meeting farmers in the field in the coming days. So I think we missed a lot of things here, yeah. The French government has been promising to introduce a law that would support farmers for months. However, on Sunday, it said the legislation would be postponed for at least several weeks. Yeah, they wait for you to be in the fields. So busy over there, you can't do this anymore because you lose your livelihood. Why do you think that later, when you start working in the fields, right now you're not? New French Prime Minister, the 34-year-old, who has a lot of experience, but he got other things on his chest, and anyway. So new French Prime Minister Gabriel Attal and Arnaud Rousseau, this is the guy, the head of the French largest farm union, so this held a meeting on Monday to discuss the situation. Now, in separate interviews with French Interradio, the FNSEA chief vowed that the farmers would not stop protesting until they achieved their goals. Yeah, where are the yellow vests? Where are the guys with the pension reform? Where are they? Gone, because you are too busy making a life, staying alive, surviving. That's why. And I know it. You actually pay the salaries of these guys that are fucking you. Isn't that strange? So you're going to be too busy working, paying taxes, so those guys keep in you with policies. So you're going to go outside, you're going to be protesting for a week, 2, 3, 10 weeks, and then you're going to say, well, I got to go and plow my fields. That's what you're going to do. And these guys, they don't have to plow anything. That's their job, to make policies for you. And you pay for them to be fucked. Isn't that strange? Remember when the wars in Europe in the medieval times sometimes started, it was easier to do it when the people were planting their shit, were working in the field. I'm talking about the enemies, because they knew those guys were busy over there with something else. Instead of going to the war, to a campaign that would be, let's say, a month or so, during the right time when you plant your crop. Because if you don't plant your crop, you die. So the same here. Yeah, you say, okay, I'm going to be here for about what? I can afford about 3 weeks. And the government is like, I have all my life just to stay here, and you have 3 weeks. I'm going to wait 3 weeks, and you still pay for my income. Isn't this garbage? That's why the protests, unless they rotate, but it comes the time when they need to go and work, these guys are at work. The same with the police officer. If a police officer stops you over there for whatever he has a suspicion that a crime was committed, he can hold you over there, man. He can hold you over there. You are on his time. He is paid, you're not. So again, you want to get the fuck out of that, unless you just wait 2 hours, or how much is the limited time for the road investigation, because they can't just detain you over there for 3 hours. They have to arrest you or let you go after a while, but have a certain limit beyond which the suspicion goes out. Or they can start another suspicion with another guy showing up, and then the 2 hours goes to 4 hours, and then so on. I mean, there's so many ways to fool us, man. But you just need to know them. You need to know them. The same here. These guys are waiting, and the farmers will go home eventually. Yeah, but that's why I have not too much. I'm not optimistic about us. Why? I know myself to a certain degree, right? Or I'm working or knowing myself better. I know people that I work with, people that I meet. I have experience, and yeah, you rarely meet people of valor. 1, 2, unless your standards are very low, yeah, then everybody is of valor. That's why when you hear people saying, well, I love everyone, I have no enemies. You don't have enemies? That means you don't stand for anything. You should have enemies. That means you stand for something. And they should have enemies because they consider you as enemy. So they stand for something, destroying you. Thank you very much for being with me again today. As I said, these things will wane away. It's not going to be like a revolution. Yeah. Why? Time. Is Rolling Stones. Time is on my side. Yes, it is. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.